If you see me with my iPad, I mean business, because today we are going to break down a low-income earner's salary in case you're earning low and you want your salary to be able to do your basic necessities for you and at the same time build wealth for you and as well pay your debt, then this video is for you. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. I am Fatima, your growth queen, passionate about helping every woman who cares to listen how to grow personally and financially and is budgeting for this video. So stay tuned. In today's video, we are going to break down a low-income earner's budget, and this particular person is focusing on building wealth and at the same time paying off their debts. So stay tuned. If you are a low-income earner, you have a debt and you also want to build wealth at the same time, then this video is for you. This budgeting rule I'm about to share with you is a powerful rule that helps you divide your money into 3 different categories. The first category being your main desires, needs and wants, and the second category being your external desires or wants, and the third category being your loan repayment and your wealth building. So let's talk about this rule. This rule is the 50-30-20 rule. The 50-30-20 budgeting rule is something that is the basic rule for everyone to be able to apply in their basic life. But then again, there is an alternative. If you have a specific target that you need to meet and you're working towards that and the 50-30-20 rule doesn't work for you, then you can alternate it to something that is favorable to you. But one thing I always advise is the 20% of that money should be uncompromised. It should be uncompromised because this is your future fund we are talking about. This is your emergency fund we are talking about. And this is something that is going to come through for you if there's no one to come through for you. So put that in mind whilst we dive deeper in this video for you to be able to understand how to break down your low earnings into something that is favorable for you and can help you in the long run. Yeah. Alright, let's break our budget with the 50-30-20 rule, but with the focus of financial growth. Let's say I have maybe a debt 1 or 2, or this low income earner has a debt of 1 or 2 things, but their main focus is growing wealth. So let's break it down. In case you see me looking down, I have my iPad here, and if I have my iPad, I mean business. I have broken it down here into the sections for this particular person who earns 1,300 at the end of the month, and that's their take home after tax and everything. So 1,300 being their earning for her, because her focus is to build wealth, right? We are going to break it into the 50, which is the 650. So if you are someone that is earning 1,300 pounds or around there, this will really help you because this person is working on building wealth even though they are low income earner. This person in 10 years can have up to 500,000 pounds in their account if they do the right thing from today. And if you are somebody that is thinking about building wealth in the long run, then you will have to use this method and then tweak it here and there to work for you. So the first thing that I would like to talk about is the 50%. The 50%, which is usually for your needs, right? And we know what your needs are. Your needs are your rent, your groceries, your basic needs and all of that. So the 50% is equals to 650 pounds because this person is taking home 1,300 pounds, right? So 650 pounds, we divide it into all of these things. If you're earning that low, you're expected to live in a shared home or somewhere that you are not supposed to pay more than 400 pounds of rent. That is the expectation. So your rent is supposed to vary between the amounts of 350 to 400 at an area that is not expensive one and 2 in a shared house. That would help you. So 400 pounds for rent, and then groceries for the month. Since the person is alone, we budgeted 100 pounds. Yeah, 100 pounds for groceries, or you can go to the extreme of 150. It depends on you, but we budgeted 100 pounds here because what this person does is she goes to buy in bulk from wholesale shops that can serve her for the whole month, and usually 100 pounds does it for her. So we have transportation where she buys a subscription of 50 pounds for a monthly movement from her home to her workplace. That sums up to 550 pounds. We still have 100 pounds left, where we have the minimum debt payment, which is 50 pounds. We get it from this major priorities because to her, the debts are priorities and she wants to clear it even though she doesn't have much, right? So the 50 pound debt is what she's going to use to pay her debt. But what we do when it comes to budgeting is we have a zero budget. We have a budget where it goes down to zero, and we have a budget where it doesn't go down to zero. So we have a £50 balance in this that is for anything that has to be that she's going to need in the month, and is under her needs. Like maybe she got short with food, or maybe she got short with transportation, or maybe something happened somewhere. It's not an emergency fund, but it's a backup fund for you under your basic needs, because when you don't have them, you are stressed. So this £50 is going to go to her money box savings account, where she has high yield interest, where it's her high yield interest savings, right? So that's how we are going to break down the money. So let's dive deeper into this for you to understand. We spoke about the first section, which is the needs, right? We are going to speak about the second section, which is the wants. Normally, the wants goes to things like enjoyment, Netflix, did I just say Netflix? Netflix, traveling, enjoyment, maybe going out, buying takeouts and stuff like that. That's where it's going. So 30% of her money is supposed to go to that particular area, but we are going to divide it. So then we have 390 for the 30%, right? So this 390, we are going to divide it into two for her, because we know her major, what she wants major is wealth building and her loan repayment, right? So that 390 is going to be divided into 195, which is 2, and the 195 is what she's going to use to do her takeouts, because we don't want to take it all off, because we don't want you to be strained to an extent that you don't have flexibility with your money. But then we also want to be able to reduce that enjoyment and that fun period for you. So that 195 will go to her Netflix, her takeouts. Maybe sometimes she wants to get an extra skin product or get something that they love. For me, I love my skin and I invest on my skin, and I know they do love their skin as well. So something like that. So 195 goes aside for their wants, anything that they want, right? So the other 195 is gone towards their loan payment. Loans that they are supposed to pay in 2 years, 3 years, or even 5 years would be reduced to 1 or 2 years, because they want to clear off these loans, especially loans with high interest rates, right? So that is what how we are going to use the 30%. So now let's move on to the 20%. So let's talk about the exciting part, which is the wealth building. Guys, like if you don't have 3 to 6 months of your money saved, then you need to start working on that from this particular section of your finances, which is the 20% of your finances. The 20% of your finances will sum up to £260. So this £260 will be divided into two, where you have 130 and 130. 130 will be you saving towards 3 to 6 months worth of your expenses into your savings, especially I will emphasize high yield savings account. High yield savings account. And the other 130 will go towards investment, depending on whether you are a high risk investor or a low risk investor. But if you are someone that believes in taking high risk in order to have high returns, then why not? But I would advise you to take that 130 and divide it into two. Have a 60% and divide it into 60-40%, where you have 40% go into high yield investment and 60% go into stocks and shares like S&P 500 and all of that. This is going to be specifically the method and the strategy that is going to help you to build wealth in the long run, and also to help you maintain discipline and consistency, because when you know this plan, then you can go towards your budget and work how you want to work with your budget, because you know what you need to spend and what you don't need to spend for you today and also for the long run. So a few final steps I will share with you before the end of this video is, the first one is, budgeting is not just writing down figures and amount and not sticking to it. It is writing down figures and amount and being disciplined to it. Why am I telling you this? Because I have fallen a victim of budgeting several times in my life without even looking at the paper ones or even looking at the template ones, because I feel like it's not necessary. Why is it necessary to budget when it's not necessary to look? Before you know it, you have overspent. So we are in the first quarter of the year. Go back to your bank account and go back to your bank statement. Check every unnecessary spending or every impulse buying, and then start working on your budget today. That's the first. The second one I would like to talk about is for you to make good use of the avalanche method of debt payment. Focus on your debts that are yielding high interest and finish them first, then end with the debts that are yielding low interest. The third but not the least that I want to share with you is, as your debt reduces, increase on your investment, because this investment is partly what is going to make you comfortable in the future. You don't want your retirement to come and you start thinking where to get your money or start relying on basic retirement funds that you're going to have from government. No, I'm not advising you this, and I bet you not advise yourself that. So see you all in the next video, and thank you for watching. If you have watched till this extent, do not forget to like the video, share to someone that might need it, or might know a low income earner that might need it, and then stay tuned for more videos like this. Bye guys, and see you all in my next video. Bye.